She never spoke of those days, not to her friends, not to her colleagues, not even to the boy she eventually fell in love with. It was as if days had been snatched out of her story and buried in silence, a dark tunnel between who she was and who she became. Because she was ashamed of her past, a version of herself she pretended never existed. So when she finally left that life, she left all of it. She rewrote herself. When someone asked about those days, she smiled and said, I was figuring myself out. What she didn't say was, I hated myself in those days. I made choices I still cry over. I became someone I couldn't even look at in the mirror. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe a decision you wish you could go back and rewrite. Or maybe it's a whole chapter of your life that it still makes you flinch when you think about it. She told herself she had moved on. But shame isn't loud. It doesn't scream, it whispers. Late at night in empty cafes when an old song plays on the radio and suddenly your chest feels heavier than it should. Shame is quiet, but it lingers. When you're brushing your hair in the morning, it says, you still remember what you did, don't you? And if you let it, shame can make you believe that because you were once broken, you will never be whole again. But listen to me. The version of you that you are trying to forget, she was not your downfall, she was your beginning. Don't erase her, don't punish her. Talk to her when you're alone, at least for some days. Imagine her in front of you sitting on a chair and tell her, I'm sorry for what I did to you, and I forgive you for all the mistakes you made. And now it's the time that you'll never make me regret for what happened to you by whispering in my ears daily. Because I'm never gonna repeat those mistakes again. I have stopped trusting the wrong people. I know my worth now, so I stopped giving permission to people to make me feel unworthy. I have changed, and all that thing that happened to you will not happen to me. Tell your past self all that you are accusing yourself for and then forgive her. She will not stop whispering in your ear. But with time, you'll not take her seriously, and whenever she tries to say something to remind you of your past, just say, Girl, I know what you are trying to do. Go back. I don't want to hear you right now. You have to grow past your old self without punishing yourself forever for being that person once. You are wiser now, softer now, more aware, more careful, more you. The past is not a sentence, it's a teacher. And you're not who you were back then. You're who you choose to become after that. So stop holding your own head underwater just to prove you regret it. You don't owe anyone perfection, not even your past self. That girl did what she thought was right at that time. With the little she knew, with the pain she never talked about, with the fear she carried in her chest. So what if she messed up? That's what being human is. We stumble, we get it wrong, we trust too easily, we say too much, we stay too long, we leave too soon. And still we deserve to move forward. We deserve to be loved. Forgiveness is not always an apology. Sometimes it's just a deep breath, a quiet whisper of, it's okay now. You didn't know better, but you do now. Sometimes you have to forgive yourself not because you're innocent, but because carrying guilt forever will only break you more. Let yourself rest. You're not here to be perfect, you're here to be real, to grow, to learn, and to love again. Yes, even after that. You don't need to explain your past to everyone. You don't need to relive it to prove you have healed. And you definitely don't need to keep punishing yourself just to feel worthy of peace. You're already worthy right now, right here, even with all the scars, even with all the noise behind you. You can let it go now. So if no one has ever told you this before, let me say it now. You're not your worst moment. You're not your biggest regret. You're not what happened to you. And you are not what you did. You are a soul still learning how to come home to itself. And you're allowed to begin again as many times as you need. Take a breath, let it go. You're safe now. And if no one has told you lately, you're still lovable, you're still redeemable, you're still allowed to have a future, no matter what your past looked like. Tell me in the comments below if you are still struggling in letting go of your past and why.